Release the damn files. Let the light of day, let the sun shine through. And that's the best way to get past it.
It's not crazy advice. Republican Senator Tom Tillis calling to release the damn files because the Epstein issue is not going to die. And of course, just hours after he said that, the Wall Street Journal comes out with a new report, NBC News has not confirmed, saying that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times in the Epstein files, according to senior administration officials. Now, having one's name in the Epstein files is not necessarily an indicator of wrongdoing, but it is worth noting that after Trump was supposedly briefed about the Department of Justice, about this, the Department of Justice then wrote that memo saying, we're not releasing anything else. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, a Democrat of Rhode Island, is a senior member of the Judiciary Committee. He's also the former U.S. Attorney for the District of Rhode Island, and he joins me now. Well, I guess the first question is, do you think it's a little weird that he was briefed on this, that according to your colleague Dick Durbin, there was they were working in 24-hour shifts to vet any mention of him, then he's briefed on him, and then they issued the memo saying we're not releasing anything else?
Yeah, I mean, everything about this is weird. First of all, we now know that Trump is in the Epstein files, and we know that not just from the Wall Street Journal reporting, but from the instruction to the FBI agents to identify Trump's name so that they would know that, which would be the basis for the briefing to Trump in May. We also know that this Trump-Epstein mess has caused the Speaker of the House to push the flush button and close down the House of Representatives of the United States of America, to send everybody the hell out of Dodge because they've lost control of this issue. We have the Deputy Attorney General, basically the chief operating officer of the Department of Justice, going off to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell, who they've known about for a long time. Suddenly now he needs to meet with her, which is looking like a kind of Tom Hagen, Frankie Pentangelo moment. What is he doing there? That is very weird DOJ procedure. Then over at the Department of National Intelligence, you have the ever reliable Tulsi Gabbard trying to throw the word treason about Obama into the mix as a anti-Epstein change of topic. And then you've got the rather deadly Ron Wyden producing information about $1.5 billion in suspicious activity reports related to Epstein, including payments to women, involvement with Russian banks. And it turns out that apparently the Department of Justice hasn't investigated any of this under Bondi and Trump. So wherever you look around Washington right now, the Trump-Epstein mess is a full blazing dumpster fire.
That point you made about Ron Wyden, just to if folks, I want to give people the background here. He wrote a letter to Pam Bondi and said the Treasury Department's Epstein file contains actionable information on more than $1 billion worth of transactions that flowed in and out of Epstein's accounting, including more than 5,725 wire transfers, all of which merit further investigation. My understanding is that he's found, because there are these required flags on certain transactions, doesn't mean they're illicit, but they've reached some level of sort of we're not sure what's going on here, and that there were a ton of those related to Epstein, according to Ron Wyden's letter, that have not been looked at.
They pop up, these SARS, special suspicious activity reports. They pop up more or less automatically when certain guardrails are trespassed by the transaction. But the reason they pop up is so that investigators can then go have a look for money laundering and other illicit activity. So when something pops up through a system that is designed to produce an investigation, and then you don't get the investigation, that's a sign that either somebody was sound asleep at the wheel or somebody was trying to bury more Epstein information.
I want to ask you something, and I discussed the other day with Eric Holder, and we were just talking about Harry Litman, about they have totally dismantled, I think from day one, right, what had been both a norm and a set of procedures post-Watergate about the Department of Justice's independence from the president, that it's not just an appendage of the White House, that the department is there and has to follow the facts and the law and doesn't just go after the people the president wants to do and protect the people they don't. And that in undoing that, it's now impossible for them to hide behind the Department of Justice or pretend like DOJ is not doing their bidding.
Yeah, I mean, it was always something of a political benefit to a president if the Department of Justice was making decisions that were unpopular publicly or potentially created conflict of interest issues with the president, to be able to say, hey, not our issue. We're hands off. This is the Department of Justice. They're independent. They're separate. And because Trump has completely destroyed that barrier, he now owns every single piece of this mess over there. And I think we have an attorney general, the MAGA Pam Bondi, who was in way over her head with something like this, and very peculiar behavior being evidenced all over the place. I mean, having served as a U.S. attorney and been involved with the Department of Justice, I think I can say with some real confidence that having a deputy attorney general go in person to do a witness interview, I mean, usually a U.S. attorney won't do a witness interview. They will send an FBI agent to do a witness interview because you want separation between the prosecutor office and the investigator office. So to have the DAG, the deputy attorney general, who is actually supposed to be running the show, managing all the rail cars, not involved in individual cases, doing an FBI agent's job of conducting an interview, that is just wild.
It's crazy. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island, thank you for your time tonight, sir.